Welcome to AlignBooks. We are happy to have you on board. In this Help Studio tutorial, we will explore the Expenses Journal preparation options. Before we begin, let's understand about the need of Expenses Journal entry and the relevance of this particular activity. Sometimes you take some services from service providers and you need to account for bills raised by them in your books of accounts. You can enter such bills through this module instead of adjusting them through a regular purchase bill or adjustment journal. This bill is just like a purchase bill, with the difference that here you need not enter the item details. You can take input credit of your indirect taxes paid on these services. You can create an expenses journal under Finance module of AlignBooks. The key functions of Expenses Journal module are creation of a new expenses journal, modification of an existing expenses journal, deletion of an existing expenses journal. Configuration. AlignBooks provides you with the facility to configure your expenses journal documents with respect to choice of maintaining multiple series of documents, choice of sending email and SMS on creation or edit or approval of the document, and for approval system settings, etc. Click on Configuration to configure this document. Let's now understand how to create a new expenses journal in simple steps. You have 3 ways to prepare an expenses journal. Enter the fresh data for the first time. Open an existing document and use the copy feature of AlignBooks to make the necessary changes. This will save your time and efforts. If you have data in an Excel format, import the data and make the required changes. Location. If you are handling multi-locations, select the required location from the drop-down menu. This field is available only if you have configured multi-location on in Configuration, then Company Setup, then General Setup. If your desired location does not exist in the menu, you can create a new location by clicking on the pencil icon or the plus option within the drop-down menu. You can also edit or delete a location from here. Select a location to be edited or deleted and then click on the pencil icon. The location will be opened in edit mode and you can edit it and save it by clicking on Save. You can delete it by clicking on Delete. Category. If you are classifying your document in different categories, select the applicable category from the drop-down menu. This field is available only if you have configured Document Classification on in Configuration, then Company Setup, then Finance, then Basic. You can add, edit or delete a category by following the process described under the Location tab. Vendor. Select a vendor from the drop-down menu for whom you are preparing the bill. You can add, edit or delete a vendor by following the process described under Location tab. Item. If you want to claim input credit for this bill, select an item from the drop-down. If you leave this field blank, this bill will not be available for tax input and any tax charged in this bill shall be booked in respective ledgers to be selected by you. Voucher date. Enter the date which you wish to reflect in the document. By default, the system will take the current date. You can also pick a different date by just clicking on the calendar function. Voucher number prefix. While configuring your document, if you have opted to maintain manual prefix, select a prefix from the drop-down list. If the required prefix does not exist in the list, you can create a new prefix by clicking on the pencil icon or the plus option within the drop-down menu. Number. While configuring your document, if you have opted to maintain manual numbering, enter a document number here. Ref number. Here you may enter the vendor's document reference number or previous document number, if any. Say if you have received a written estimate from your vendor, you can give the reference number of that estimate. Ref date. Here you may enter the reference document's date. You can also pick a date by just clicking on the calendar function. Currency. If your service bill amount is in a foreign currency, select a currency from the drop-down menu. This field is available only if you have configured multi-currency on in Configuration, then Company Setup, then General Setup. If your desired currency does not exist in the menu, you can add a new currency by clicking on the pencil icon or the plus option within the drop-down menu. Conversion rate. The system will automatically get the conversion rate from the currency master if already created by you. If you wish to change the currency conversion rate for this particular document, you can do the same here. So far, we have entered the relevant details to clearly identify the expenses journal. We will now enter the specific ledger details to generate an expenses journal. Plus, click here to add a row to the table. You can also add a row by clicking on Add Lines. X. Click here to delete a row from the table. Ledger. Select a ledger from the drop-down list. Click on the plus to add a new ledger. Party. If a ledger selected by you is a customer or vendor control ledger, select a customer or vendor from the drop-down menu. Debit or credit. Select from the drop-down Debit or Credit, i.e. the selected ledger is to be debited or credited. Amount. Enter the amount to be debited or credited. If the adjustment is in a foreign currency, enter the amount in that currency only, without converting it into the local currency. For example, if you need to adjust $41,625, you should enter 41,625. Amount. Here is displayed the amount converted into local currency. The system will calculate the amount in local currency automatically, i.e. with the amount in foreign currency times the conversion rate. Remark. If you wish to put any remark against this transaction, enter here. Attribute. These fields are available only if you have selected to use attributes in general ledgers, configuration, then company setup, then finance, then attribute. The field will be active only if an attribute is linked with the ledger selected by you. In the same way, you can enter multiple rows. Narration. Input here a detailed narration pertaining to the voucher. Attachment. Here, you may upload any supporting documents which can be used for the future reference. You can browse the location to attach the same. Click on the X to remove the attachment. Net amount. Net of debit or credit amount entered by you is displayed here. Taxable amount. Total taxable amount is displayed here. Tax code. Enter the applicable tax code here. Tax amount. The system will auto-calculate the tax amount based on the rate in tax code. Bill amount. Total bill amount is displayed here. TDS Details. This section is available only if you have kept TDS applicable on in Configuration, then Company Setup, then Finance. Also, if at the time of creating the vendor master, if you have kept TDS applicable off for this vendor, the section will be inactive. TDS section. The system will trace and autofill the TDS section under which the TDS is required to be deducted automatically from the vendor master. You can make changes if you wish to. TDS ledger. Select a GL from the drop-down in which the TDS so deducted shall be credited. Gross amount. Enter the amount on which the TDS is to be deducted. TDS rate. AlignBooks has inbuilt the rate of TDS prescribed under various sections of the Income Tax Act and, based on the section selected by you, the system will automatically pick the TDS rate prescribed under that section. TDS amount. The system will auto-calculate the TDS amount and will display here. Click on Save to save the document prepared by you. Click on Print to print the document prepared by you. If you want to send an email or SMS, click on arrow beside Mail and click on Email or SMS. Clear. Before clicking this option, make sure that the data entered is no more required by you. The moment you click on this option, the system will erase all the data and give you an empty screen to enter fresh data. Import. Click on Import to import data and select a file from which the data is to be imported. Schedule. If you want to create a schedule for this document, click on Schedule. You have completed creation of new expenses journal. Open. Click here to open an existing expenses journal. Copy. Click here to copy the values from an existing expenses journal. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give us a call for further help. Happy aligning!